Hi, welcome. It's Jack from My Social Practice, and welcome to Dental Digital Marketing Discussions. Today, I have a very special guest with me. I'm looking forward and have been looking forward to visiting this guest for a long time because we've been connected in various ways for a long, long time, but have actually never met
It's true.
face, let alone screen to screen. Laci Phillips is my special guest today. Welcome, Laci.
Hi, guys.
I know many in our audience know you because you do a lot of speaking and a lot of coaching and have kind of a high profile in the dental industry and great energy. So I know a lot of our viewers know who you are and are familiar with you. But I do want to take just a moment and just read a very short introduction about you and then talk just a little bit about a couple other things about you. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So here's the official bio.
Yes.
As a founding partner at Practice Dynamics, Laci combines her knowledge of dentistry with her passion for teams to deliver customized coaching workshops and speaking events throughout the country. That's the official bio.
It sounds very official.
Very official. But what I do know about Laci is a couple of things. First of all, I know she has great energy and passion for dentistry. I know she's very tech savvy. And I think one of the things that I understand she does a lot of coaching is in the technology arena and how that affects practices. And also, I think she does a great job from as well as I know Laci in balancing her coaching with her speaking responsibilities. She's on the road a lot. And so that's what little I want to add to her bio. But I did learn something interesting about Laci, and I'm going to ask her to share something here. I need to show a slide here. Hold on, I'm going to go to my deck here. All right, so Laci, I understand.
There it is.
I'm sure everyone in the audience is saying, "Oh, how cute."
I hope so. Yeah.
But tell us, Laci, about this early interest in astronomy you had as a little girl.
Absolutely. So when I was young, I was raised on 17 acres. We have a farm and it's out in the rural area and beautiful. And I was outside one day and I told my mom, I was out there just wandering and looking up and hanging out. And Mom came outside and she said, we had this talk and she said, Laci, what do you think? What are you thinking about? What do you want to do? And I said, well, Mom, when I grow up, I really think I want to study the stars. And she said, wow, that's amazing. I mean, astronomy it's an amazing science and you can go a lot. And I kind of looked at her and I said, no, I want to go to Hollywood. I want to study the stars. And it's pretty much been that way ever since. When I was in the 8th grade, I told my parents if I could figure out how to get someone to pay me to talk, my life would be complete. So it's been all about the stars for me for a very long time.
So I misinterpreted the rumor that I heard about you wanting to study the stars. I interpreted it like your mother did.
Of course. That would make complete sense for everybody, unless you've met me now and then you realize, yes, I want my own talk show someday.
I did read that about you, though, that was one of the early plans, and it was to be a talk show host, right?
Absolutely. I was going to leave the state of New Mexico and move to New York and have my own talk show. And my cowboy farmer father thought I had lost my mind.
Well, I'm glad you decided not to do that and just decided to do what you do.
Well, I kind of figure I have my own talk show now.
That's
Anytime,
true.
Yeah, when I go to the dental meetings and I get on the stage and somebody puts a mic in my hand, I've got a talk show. I'm good.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Well, what we asked Laci to do is to come to the discussion today with 3 kind of succinct ideas, each of which can be shared in 4 minutes or less. So we do a little bit of a rapid fire, hands-on, well, not hands-on, but brains-on sort of idea, with the hope that these 3 ideas are things that you can use immediately in your own practices to help grow your practices through digital marketing. We're here at My Social Practice, we're laser focused every day on social media, but we also understand the importance of an integrated strategy with all digital marketing tools. And that's why we bring in experts like Laci to visit about these points. So what I want to do is set up each of these 3 ideas and then turn the time over to you, and you can share your screen. And I'm going to have a little timer here. And after 4 minutes, it's going to go off and we have to
Okay.
get to the next idea. Okay.
I'm ready.
So why don't you go ahead and start sharing your screen, and I'm going to set up this first idea that you sent me. The first one has to do with does your audience know your practice, and does your practice know its audience? That was the idea you wanted to set up. So take it away, and we'll talk about it for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Jack. Well, one of the biggest questions we get, of course, about social media: how do I start? Is it going to take me forever? Do I pay the team that I already have? Are they going to be on the computer all the time? And I take it back a little bit, and I tell everybody, let's take a step back for just a minute and let's realize why we're doing this. Instead of jumping right in and coming up with a plan, let's talk about why we do it. And I think that's really important to understand. There's 3 R's for me. Number 1, the reason we're doing marketing: recognition. We need everybody to know who we are, right? We need to know who we are, and we need our clients, our patients, to know who we are. And we're building relationships. For me, that's what social media and marketing is all about now. It's been that way since the early 2000s. We are truly building a relationship at this point. And the 3rd R for me is reputation. And they all kind of go hand in hand, Jack, I think. Recognition, relationships, and then our reputation. That's everything to me. And so that's truly where we start that relationship with our clients, with our patients, is figuring out the why. Once we figured out the why, then it's where do we take it from there? So where do we take it from there is just do it, number 1. But these are the brands. It's all about building your brand, right? And so if you think of a brand, think of these 3 that I've set up here. Sometimes you can just see words and you immediately know what that brand is. It evokes feelings in you. Mrs. Fields, you can immediately start to smell the cookies. And again, those senses evoke feelings in people. I don't know about anybody else, but anytime I hear an Aussie speak now, I think of the gecko. And I love those commercials. I don't personally use that insurance, but I immediately know who the gecko represents, right? It's like Nationwide is on your side. Chicken parm, you taste so good. And then the smells. I know anytime I walk into an airport and I smell sugar and cinnamon, I know there's a Cinnabon somewhere around. Yeah. And this is branding. And in dentistry, it's just as important as it is nationally, is we have to create that brand. Your brand truly is who you are and what your patients think of you. Yeah. There's some great brands out there. And I ask offices all the time, do you have a brand? And they look at me and they say, well, I'm a dental office. Right. Well, it doesn't mean you can't have a brand. Some of the greatest dental offices have brands and everybody knows them across the country. And so really, truly identifying who you are in your community and who you're going for in your community, I think is just as important as well. Well, I think you bring up a great point. And if I could add one thought, it's funny. In the early days of marketing, I think that dental marketers talked a lot more about branding because we didn't have all these technologies. And then as an industry, we've sort of moved to talking only about technology, and in many ways have kind of forgotten the concept of branding. The important thing is, though, what digital marketing does, I think, is it enhances or detracts from your brand. And if you don't have a brand in place, then there's a lost opportunity there. So I think you bring up a great point that branding still is very important, and it gets amplified by all these digital strategies. So you need to have the brand in place. Well, and I tell offices all the time, if you really want to see somebody in our industry who knows how to brand, look at an ortho office. Ortho knows how to brand. Yeah. They do amazing job at branding themselves and then at marketing themselves. Orthodontic offices, I just love sitting back and watching them. I had the honor of speaking at an ortho user meeting. It was great. You hear that? I do. That's our signal that we used for 4 minutes. I think we did well. I think we did very well. Yeah. Perfect timing. Okay, concept number 2 that you sent over before we got started here. Make it a team effort, but have a leader. Absolutely. Number one, I have to say I love my social practice, and I know
Oh, you're sweet.
I know that I'm here with you today, but I haven't got to tell you that personally because you help our leaders. We are firm believers that we should keep the social marketing in a dental office, and that every practice within the practice should have a social media marketing director, if you will. However, the content, the tools, and the aid, you're our number one. You're our number one company to go to. And so I so appreciate what you guys have done in our industry to help us with that, because as we all know, dentists are not known marketers, and that's okay. That's okay. They're known dentists. And so we need that help. When I say it needs to be a team effort, we have a lot of campaigns where we absolutely ask our entire team to get involved with the campaign, but there's one lead that goes with that. It's the same concept as a scheduling coordinator or a financial coordinator. It takes an entire team to make the dental office run, but you always need one particular person who's in charge of it.
Yeah.
And so there's so many different things. This graphic up here now, there's so many different things that need to be accounted for. The blog ideas, the blog post, which of course you guys are helping us with those ideas now as well. Reviewing all of the different sites. We tell our clients that they should respond to every single review that they get, be it positive or negative, that they should be responding to those. If there's forums out there, press releases for what's going on, of course, social media. So managing all of that can be a team effort, but definitely have one person in charge and utilize the tools that are available to us in the industry now.
So when you get into a lot of practices and advise a lot of practices, when they say, hey, Laci, how do we pick the right person? Or does it need to be a millennial? Or, I mean, what are some of the questions you get from practices in picking a leader to head these things up, and how do you answer them?
Great question. And we do get that immediately. We do get those questions about the younger people, and you would be surprised at the amount of people my age that get into it. So the very first question I ask is, how many of you in here right now have your own Facebook page and your own Twitter account? And then what about Snapchat? What about Instagram? And how often are you posting? And can I see your personal account to see what you have going on? And then we need the face of the practice. We need somebody who's not afraid to get out there, have that community involvement, be around people, and get their fingers into the social media. So we certainly don't stereotype when it comes to this, because you just never know who's going to step up and say, I'll take it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you give that advice, because I really do believe, like you, it sounds like you do, that it's more about their level of willingness to learn and to get involved, and more so than maybe about their age. And everybody, it's not difficult to do social media. It's just, it's more about the willingness. So I think that's great advice.
Well, and it doesn't have to be a separate full-time job.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm happy if they post once a day.
You
know, and then you have those offices who post entirely too much, and people unfollow them because it's just too much. And the other thing that we tell them all the time is don't make it all dental. They don't want to see dental. Remember, we're building that relationship. Let them know who you are. Build your brand that way. Don't make it all dental.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And when you have wow.
Your turn.
That was perfect. We're too good at this. Hold on.
We might have to do more of these.
I know. You ended just at the right time again. Okay, next idea. We're going to move right along. Hold on. I got to get my notes here. So idea number 3 is fun. At least the title of it's fun. We love Nike, so just do it.
Just do it. Oh my gosh, it's the analysis paralysis in dentistry. We need to have all the facts, all the figures, all the information before we can move forward with this. We've got to have a plan. We need to have it mapped out. No, just do it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a full-time position. One post a day. I mean, we have super, super easy stuff. Like Mondays, we say, make it about your office, make it about your team. Have an interview with a team member, feature them. Once you've gone through your team members, do an operatory, feature technology. What new kind of dentistry are you doing? You could do Trivia Tuesday. You could do Where in the World Wednesdays, which is a huge hit. We love Where in the World Wednesday. Just a fun little concept, Jack, because we have a couple of offices. And anytime the team members are out and about, doesn't matter where they are, dog park, concert, wherever, they take a selfie. And then they give it to the team lead. She drops it in a folder. Every Wednesday, she posts it on their Facebook page and says, where in the world is this person? And the first person to answer correctly gets the prize, right?
That's great.
Thursdays can be throwback. I'm kind of over throwback Thursdays, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's been around a little longer.
Yeah,
but
let's do something else for Thursdays. And then Fridays, we make it all about the community. We feature a business. Maybe there's a Starbucks close by that we all go to, or a donut shop that we get every week. If you're supplying flowers to your, go to the flower shop. But we talk about other offices and tag ourselves in there, right? And then we talk about what's happening this weekend in the community. Are there football games? Is there a concert going on? Is there a Habitat for Humanity happening?
Yeah.
So it can be just that easy.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me, again, it's about the brand. And remember, a strong brand will always be forgiven. Remember the Coke Pepsi challenge, and Coke changed their marketing for a while, and then, but it was Coke. So they were able to do that. So a strong brand will be forgiven, but no brand, you're going to be forgotten.
That's great. That is great advice. And one thing you said that I really like that you touched on is I think practices often forget how much great content they can publish if they'll be more involved in the community.
Right.
And I think that we get a little bit myopic in thinking that everything we do has to be in the practice or to do with the practice or only to do with the team or the doctor or dentistry. And yet we live in these communities, physical communities, where really a lot of our new patients will come from, and yet we don't think outside of the practice very often. So being involved in other small businesses or community events and publishing about those. I often talk about if someone on the team loves scrapbooking, for example, and there's a scrapbooking event in town that weekend, go to the event, talk about how much you love scrapbooking, and then use some of that content to strengthen that relationship with the team member and the people in the community. It's great content.
Well, and it's twofold, right? I mean, those are our patients. It's our community. They're coming into our practice, and we're treating them as human beings. It's our responsibility to take care of these people.
Yeah.
So when we're in the community, to be able to go up and shake hands and say hello and thank them for being a part of that, you're marketing, but you're also, it's a little humbling.
Yeah.
Right? It's good to remember where they're coming from and who they are as well.
Yeah, and I like you started the idea by talking about not overanalyzing and don't make this that hard. A lot of practices think that it must be hard to be effective, but it really doesn't need to be. Just getting started and doing it. I think that's great advice.
We're done.
Oh, finish up that thought. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, in the last 3 weeks, I've been in 4 different practices working, and I heard one patient. We've done 3 video testimonials in the last 3 weeks because a patient just is like, this is my favorite practice. What's the best way to refer to you? And I come around the corner and say, how would you like to do a video testimonial? Yeah. Right? I mean, it's just that easy.
Yeah. And when you have a leader in the practice, which was the point you made in point number 2, if a leader is thinking that way, half of it is just thinking that way.
Right.
The execution's not that hard if you just think to do it.
Right.
And see its value. So those were 3 awesome ideas, Laci. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope everybody took great notes. And I'm going to have you stop sharing your screen for a minute, and then we're going to go to the last part of our little visit before we let you go. So you may or may not know, we have a little useless trivia current events quiz.
Okay.
That we're going to play.
I'm like so competitive, and I've been like stressed out about this. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so we've prepared 5 questions for you, and as soon as you get 3 of them correct, you win, except you don't win anything. That's because you're playing for for a practice that you've designated. And you've designated, hold on, let me share screen here. You have asked to play our game for Dr. Hold on, I'll find it. Here it is. And I want to say the name correctly. Is it Burial?
Yes, it's Dr. Jane Burial. Yes.
And she and her team are out in Morgan City, Louisiana, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're going to play the game for them. And if you win, they win, and they're going to win lunch courtesy of My Social Practice. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
I'm ready.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Hold on. Find my notes. Okay. The college basketball tournament is coming up, right?
Yes.
Which of the following terms is commonly used to describe the tournament? Is it A, March Madness? Is it B, March Crazy Town? Or is it C, the March Round Robin?
I almost yelled it out when you said it because, I have a son whose passion is basketball. So it is A, March Madness.
You are correct. 1 out of 1.
Yes.
All right. Question number 2. Which city had the first zoo in the United States?
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I want to say San Diego, but I don't know if that makes sense. It seems like it should be on the East Coast.
You're getting warmer when you say East Coast.
Yeah. You'll give me a hint?
No, that is.
Oh, that was my hint.
Well, I'll give you one more hint. One more hint. Susan Sims.
Philadelphia!
Yeah, Philadelphia. You are correct. Isn't that where Susan's from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I have to tell you, this whole time I've been thinking it's either Philadelphia or New York. Philadelphia. And then as soon as you said Susan, I was like, it's Philadelphia.
All right.
Okay.
You're 2 out of 2. Wow.
Woo.
This is too easy. All right. Number 3. Tonight, actually today, what's the date today? 31st?
Yes.
Of January. Tonight, President Trump is scheduled to reveal his pick for what important national position?
Is it the judge position? Is it? Yes, it's Scalia's place. He's the federal.
Starts with an S.
Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice.
Thank you.
Wow, you nailed the first 3 out of 3. Congratulations.
Thank you. This is fun. Let's do it again.
Okay, we will. All right. So Dr. Burial, right?
Yay, yes.
And her team are going to enjoy lunch courtesy of My Social Practice.
Yay.
And we'll get a hold of them. You've given us some contact information for them, and we'll get a hold of them next week.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yes,
and also,
thank
I want
you.
to make sure everybody has your contact information. So Laci Phillips at Practice Dynamics, there's her 888 phone number, 425-3235, extension 701. Or you can contact Laci via email, laci.phillips with 2 L's at practicedynamics.net. So if you want to learn more about what Laci does or just talk about some of the concepts we talked about today, be sure to get a hold of Laci. And last thing, you are going to be joining us in a couple of months in Las Vegas at the Dental Digital Marketing Conference. And I just want to talk about it real quick. So one of the reasons, there's many reasons we started the Dental Digital Marketing discussions, but one of them was in preparation for the conference. And you're going to be involved in that conference. It's April 28th and 29th in Las Vegas. I encourage our viewers today, if they want to learn more, to go to, I'll give you the URL in a second. It's dentalmarketingconference.com. There's a little video there about the first 2 conferences. This will be the 3rd annual conference. You can learn kind of who's on the schedule, what topics we're going to be talking about, and determine whether or not this is a good fit for your practice. It's 2 full days of talking about nothing except dental digital marketing and how to.
I can't wait. I'm so excited, and thank you for asking us to attend and participate. I'm honored.
Well, we're looking forward to having you there. So if our viewers want to learn more, they can go to dentalmarketingconference.com.
So Jack, can I just have like 30 seconds?
Of course.
Okay, very unsolicited here, folks. I want to tell you, first of all, if you're watching this and you're involved with My Social Practice, good for you. Second of all, spread the word, because this is the company. They're real. They have integrity. What they say they're going to do, they do. They're on the cutting edge, and they've been around the longest. And I truly, truly appreciate your entire team, Jack.
Oh.
I appreciate what you guys have brought to our industry. The fact that I can count on you. I know I can put you in my offices. I know that I can talk about you from the stage, and what I say is the real deal. And we at Practice Dynamics only work with companies that we know we can trust and believe in. And you guys are absolutely that. And so I just want to say thank you for partnering with us. Oh. Thank you for asking us to participate in all of your stuff. And if anybody wants a referral or a reference about how we use them, I am more than happy to give that.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you very much. We enjoy working with you and the other people in your group, and looking forward to getting to know you better. And thank you for prefacing that by saying that I didn't set this up as an endorsement.
No. First of all, Jack would never, or anybody at My Social Practice would never ask me to do that. And second of all, if they did, I wouldn't.
Oh, well, you're kind. Thank you, Laci. And we encourage our audience to stay in touch with Laci. Find out where she's speaking next, and she's a great person to go listen to live as well. So that's it for this episode of Dental Digital Marketing. It's not conference. Dental Digital Marketing discussions. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks again, Laci.
Bye.